Good late spring, approaching the beginning of summertime on a seasonably nice 62-degree overcast sky with high cirrus and cumulus fair weather clouds streaming in from the north as the cold front moves through, and we have seasonably chilly weather setting up in the great state of Michigan on our way back to the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois, right? This is John's Go Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share as we look at the active up-to-the-date chart for a one-of-a-kind, company-made, computer software trading probability-based trading alerts, technical analysis, and company philosophy, as I'm your most trusted source for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency breaking news and coin updates here on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency sphere, as that's right, old Vincenzo was brought back truth and most importantly integrity back into the trading market, right? And as we look at the Bitcoin, we were in the minute time frame. We're going to go out to the 3 hour, actually the hour because it's a weekend, and we're going to zoom in there and we're going to scroll on over, and you can see as we zoom in closer what we were talking about last night, because this hasn't really been doing anything on the weekend. If we bring out our industry exclusive purchasing tool, right? All the people are using them now. You can see when we were down here on Friday, it started squiggling and slithering up to the upside, right? And we were talking about over the weekend, this looks like a Bart Simpson topping reversal, which is bearish. When you spike up, look like you got a spiked haircut and then you crash down, right, down there. That is very bearish when that happens. And then over the weekend, we've seen the price slither its way up like this, and that's what we were talking about with low volume on the weekend, as we've had very little to no volume even during the week when the futures market's open, that you're likely to slither your way up like this over the weekend until Sunday comes and more volume comes in compared to what's going on a thinly traded weekend with the futures open. So relatively speaking, there will be a volume spike coming in the futures market open. And yesterday night, we were sitting down here and we said what you could do is come up here and back test this as upper resistance, which used to be lower support back here, right? And then if you go back down further after the flush about 15 days ago now, I think it was, and we said it could come up to here, and then that would be a rejection point and a top down as volume spikes and comes in, relatively speaking, to a futures closed weekend volume. You could even come up to the orange ring, but then you would quickly trade back down. And last night we did get a nice big pump, and we pumped up a couple percent. It almost hit that to a T like we were talking about, and then it traded back down. So what I would watch as the futures opens today in Bitcoin is I would see if you, as you interact with this uptrending upper resistance and this orange ring, if you get up there, that would be a spot that I would look short, or I would see, I would suspect to see if sellers come in there, because sellers should be there. And then I think you're going to trade back down in the next week or two, as I think this week in the stock market is going to be not looking good for it. And I think that this is going to trade back down if we zoom out now in the 1 hour time frame when we just zoom this out. you can see we have our bottom from the wick bottom that we have marked beautifully at 25,433 and 55 cents. I think that's your next major move. There could be little moves up, but I think major as in more than 10% either way. This is like a 15 or 16% fall from where you're at now back to 25,000 where you wicked on the wick bottom down there that we have marked. I think that's your next major move and the next big price action run to, because we're very bearish in equity markets, and that's not going to change anytime soon, right? Until the Fed reverse courses and they try to pump the market back up. When the criminal gangsters and banksters try to manipulate the market up, as right now they're manipulating the market down, right? And these criminal gangsters and banksters that have infiltrated the Federal Reserve, the United States government, and world banking system in order to rig the markets, essentially, and siphon and steal the money from a free society and people. And they've been orchestrating and executing this flawlessly for over 100 years, right, since the Federal Reserve came in existence. And central banks started implanting themselves like cancer across the countries, major countries across the world, Europe, United States, right, Germany, Italy, Australia, right, Russia. They implanted themselves like cancer, and they've spread. And they've taken over your currency, and they've taken over the currencies because they're criminal gangsters. And that's what they do. They fleece, heist, and shiest you over a long period of time, slowly and slowly and slowly, bits and pieces at a time, so the average sheep don't recognize or diagnose what's going on, that they're losing economic freedom and personal freedom to ever-expanding government with ever-expanding power that is granting itself and usurping. But it's usurping them so slowly, the average American sheep don't really pay attention and notice, and they call you crazy if you point it out why it's a problem. When they say, oh, it's just this, it's so small, it's not a problem. It's only a 1% tax on the rich, right, back in wartime when taxes started, when the income tax started. Yeah, well, how do you like that 1% tax on only about 100 people at the time? Now you have a 25% average federal income tax bracket for the average American worker in the middle class. So much of it is that 1%, right? And at the time, the sheep taught people that said we shouldn't tax the 1% because this tax would eventually come to us because you're giving government and they're usurping power. You know, we went to war over the British over a tax. Well,